in this particular healing, the complaint that the client had at the beginning of the healing was that they were experiencing this pressure, this pain, this little pain right underneath the in the middle of the rib cage here, and it was a concern. I mean, they were thinking possibly ulcer. When you have these little pains, it's like you worry, So, but she hadn't experienced this pain before. It's like it just came out of the blue at some level. And so I pulled up my 3D anatomy software and took a look to see what organs and stuff were behind there, and really had the liver, and it just barely touched the bottom of the heart, which is around here, and you also had the esophagus, the very, very bottom of the esophagus going into the stomach. So it was, certainly a possibility that there was some kind of issue with one of these organs that was giving her that pain. But as usual, when I tune in for a healing, I empty my mind completely and see what the body wisdom has to show me. So very, very interesting stuff came out of this. What I saw was an energy. I immediately saw that it was an energetic issue, that in fact the physical body and the internal organs in that area had not yet been affected. They might have, if this situation continued, maybe, who knows how long, it actually could manifest even in the next lifetime or more. But there definitely would have been a physical manifestation, but not yet. It was still at the energy level. And basically what I saw was an inward, I saw it was the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is sort of really around here, but this would have been like the top end of the solar plexus chakra, touching really the bottom of the rib cage. And what I saw was that it was, the chakras normally should be, spinning outward. That they would be, the solar plexus chakra would be, outwardly spinning, going out, and the cone would be drawing energy, and the outward spinning vortex would be drawing energy in from the universe that the body can take in and fertilize and energize every part of the body through the energy channels, the meridians, the acupuncture meridians, etc., etc. In this case, though, when I first tuned into the body, the solar plexus chakra was pointing inward like a dagger. It was like a spike, an energy spike. It had all this intense energy and was pointing inward like this and causing the pain. That's what she was feeling, that pain there. And having known a little bit, I've done a few sessions with this person, and knowing a little bit about the history, not everything, but enough to get a sense that this probably had something to do with her being a mother to a son that had some kind of nervous breakdown. Something happened there. She really hasn't described it completely to me, but I get it. I've gotten a sense that this was really a really, really serious and highly depressing series of events that led to like a nervous breakdown in her son, and all her health problems seem to have manifested from that breakdown, even though she had no clue about it when I first started working with her. I saw it again from the body's wisdom. So in this particular healing, we've healed other stuff in the past, but this was the cutting edge for her. She came in saying she was feeling this pain right here, right underneath the rib cage. So I saw the body wisdom showed me this inward pointing dagger, pushing in, poking into the middle of the rib cage. And I immediately saw that this was connected to the son issue, the issue with the son. And I stayed with that with that phenomenon, the solar plexus chakra, and all of a sudden, with a lot of work, with a lot of effort, I was able to turn, with, guided by her body's wisdom, together. We turn the spinning of the chakra and the pointing of the chakra in the right direction, 180 degrees. Thank the universe that we were able to do that. It's going to be huge for her transformation and her shift, her health shift, that we were actually able to turn it around 180 degrees. And basically what I saw, and she verified this completely, she really hadn't told me much about the series of events that led to the breakdown, the nervous breakdown with the son. But what I saw was, as I turned the solar plexus chakra in 180 degrees, so now it was going in the correct direction, I saw her talking powerfully to her son, clean up your room, get motivated. What are you doing with your life? Where's your mind? Come on now, get with it. That kind of thing. Like she was being a powerful mother. She was using hard love, tough love, so to speak. And she wasn't being quite gentle, but this may be after years and years of the kid not going anywhere. Again, I don't know all the dimensions of this whole situation, but when I described this to her, she said that's exactly accurate. So I was seeing the whole thing, like as if I was inside her aura, watching her, talking like this to her son. And so she was speaking really, really powerfully with this really long solar plexus, outwardly pointing energy that was sort of going right to her son, as if she was right in her son's face, going, get motivated. What are you doing with your life? She was doing that with her voice and her solar plexus, and it went all the way out to like the sixth layer of the solar plexus chakra that was actually got to her son's face energetically, and he really felt it. And then what I witnessed was that at a certain point, this was my guess, my hypothesis based on what I had seen, that at a certain point, he while she was talking powerfully and expressing herself and giving the hard love, he was going, yeah, Ma, just leave me alone. No, I'll do it later, kind of like stuff like that. But at a certain point, it like flatlined. At a certain point, I just felt that he just stopped responding and became despondent. He became like frozen, and to me that would have translated to this nervous breakdown. Because at that point, this person's solar plexus stopped expressing itself in the correct direction, and all of a sudden turned around 180 degrees to become a dagger, straight back. In other words, she imploded. All this energy that she was expressing, to try and jolt her son into action, all of a sudden he went numb. He just went autistic kind of, like nothing coming from him. He was just in his, would not talk anymore. You could not get through to him. And this translated into this nervous breakdown thing. And all of a sudden, all this energy that the mother was expressing now couldn't go anywhere. And so it completely imploded back to herself like a dagger. And it just went right back to the solar plexus chakra. And all of her health issues evolved from that. I mean, she became, because she couldn't express herself anymore. So she shut down. She moved into a complete depression. She gained a ton of weight. Her heart started, one of the chambers of her heart became very lax, and it slowed down the blood flow, and that created all kinds of other complications. And this all came from the fact that, the object that she wanted to motivate basically, left town, just checked out, so to speak. And so, a mother's love, a mother's care just completely imploded on her, and she just sank, her whole energy sank, and she got spacey. She couldn't remember things. She couldn't think. She was always depressed. She was always tired. Her legs started giving out, knees, back, you name it. It started happening. So this is an example of, I would just call this a possible scenario of chest pain. When someone has a chest pain that the doctors can't figure out where it's coming from, right? They sometimes can't see anything in an X-ray or scans, and they're like, this must be psychosomatic. You must be imagining this, But of course, they don't always understand the energetic realm and the power of the energy system and the chakras. And this is very, very real. Energy is real. Energy has weight. Energy has force. And it hurts. It can hurt. So that's what was going on here. And eventually, again, I don't know how long it would have taken for that to manifest as probably some kind of some kind of growth in the liver, which was right in back of that point, and possibly an ulceration in the top of the stomach, bottom of the esophagus, and also possibly one of the main arteries or veins going back out of or into the heart, which was just above that point, getting burned and some kind of leak, some kind of complication there in those cells. So all kinds of physical major complications could have emerged from that dagger that was pointing inward. So, all right.